All right, guys, I am live. I am live. Now, I normally start talking even before anyone shows up because I say this all the time. I hate when people just start their camera and they're like, you just look like a jackwagon. And I refuse to do that. So I will talk to no one unless someone pops in here. I will talk to myself. I have a very special guest. I'm all giddy, but I'll talk about him and he'll talk about himself shortly. I got one eyeball in here. Kenneth Cunningham, how you doing? What's new, barbecue? My friend, how are you? Those of you that are listening, Kenneth Cunningham, What's New Barbecue on YouTube. Go out there and check him out and give him a comment or two. Good friend of mine. Good cooking, too. All right, Ken, like I was saying to myself, I'm going to give it a minute or two for some folks to come in here. I'm stoked. If you watch that ad, you know who's coming. And we'll get this going. The Barbecue Talk Show. What's going on, guys? Daddy Dutch Barbecue. What's going on, Kent? How you doing? See, you guys started already. Barbecue Talk Show with me. Next level fuckery. All right. Anyway, always tuning into my bro. Thank you, Kenneth. I appreciate it. We got about 5 people in here. I see no reason why to prolong this any further. So right now, guys, as you know, this is the stuff that doesn't come out on a podcast because I haven't hit the record button yet. Once I hit record and I edit, then the regular podcast people get the stuff after this. All right, 6 people in here right now. I'm going to start this. The record button is hit now. And here we go. I want to welcome you guys to R-BoP. This is Riddick's Book of Philosophy. My name's Philip Riddick, and this is where I talk about what I want to talk about the way I want to talk about it. If you enjoy this podcast, tell your friends, family, and loved ones to come in and enjoy my whimsical way of saying things, doing things, and thinking about things.
Please hold for a very important message.
Hey, everybody. Sooner or later, you're going to have to travel. You're going to have to take a plane, a hotel, or rent a car or something, either because you want to go on a vacation, something that you were waiting for or really wanted to do, or sometimes we have some unfortunate circumstances in our families where we have to travel involuntarily. Either way or the other, if you need to travel, you want to save some money. I am an independent TSA, Travel Savings Ambassador for iBoomerang. And I can save you 30 to 70% on your travel. If you send me your first and last name to the following email address, dcboomgetaways@gmail.com. Once again, dcboom, B-U-U-M, getaways@gmail.com. I can send you an absolutely free website, yours personally, that you can use whenever you want, and it will save you money. It can save your money whenever you are going away. You might be going away now. You might be going away in the future. This website is yours forever. So once again, if you want to save money traveling 30 to 70%, shoot your first and last name to me at dcboom, B-U-U-M, getaways@gmail.com. Welcome to R-BoP. Welcome to R-BoP. I am Phil. This is where I talk about what I want to talk about the way I want to talk about it. I'm the hostess with the mostest. I'm not going to beat around the bush on this one, guys. I have a very, very special guest, and I'm honored that he decided to join me on this podcast. It's not really an interview. It's going to be more like a talk. This guy is an accomplished social media expert, an accomplished author, and accomplished just all around freaking celebrity in my eyes. Most of you probably know who he is already. I'm going to bring him in. Put your hands together for Christian Stevenson, DJBBQ.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Man, I'm so glad that you came. I'm kind of giddy. You're my first, I'm not going to say official. Yeah, you are. You're my very first official real celebrity.
You're being charitable, and I'll take it. By the way, that advert you played is the best advert I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, thank you,
It was awesome, dude.
So I made it myself.
Is it .b UUM. Is that it?
Yes. Yes.
That dude, that's it, man. I love it. I love it.
Thank
I
you, sir.
love you, man.
Man, like I said, I'm so ecstatic that you're here, and you already know what the subject is. We're not going to get into that until we get to that certain part, but that's what really drew me when I spoke to you before in the well, shameless plug, the Barbecue Talks a podcast is when I first met you. I've known you for years, even though you don't know. I've known of you for years. And we'll get into that too. I don't want to spoil the interview, man. So we're just gonna, jump right on in. Let me talk to the chat real quick. We got Hammond. Hey, brother from another mother. I would like to thank you personally for being real and keeping 100. Thank you so much. Got a new sub. I got Ryan in here. He says hi, y'all. He's the one. He was with the Barbecue Talks podcast when I first met you. And
What's up, Ryan?
And Kent, Daddy Dutch Barbecue says, tell him hi from Iowa. You spoke to him too when we were.
Yes. Oh, man.
That's right.
Big dude. Oh,
that's right.
But he's like from my grandparents. Like he knows Bronson and Sioux City. He's West Coast Iowa.
Yeah. That's right.
So
we're gonna jump right in.
West Coast.
Yeah. We're going to jump right into these questions. All right, now, feel free, answer whatever you want. If you don't, let me know. And if you got questions for me, this is a conversation. It's not really an interview. All right, man? Outstanding. All right, who are you? Who is Christian Stevenson? Where are you from? What's your background?
You got, like, Jeopardy music you can play in the background?
I wish I did. I wish I did.
Right away, I was like, a little toast to Alex, your back, pour a little bit out. Who am I? I mean, I'm a single parent. I'm a dad, and I raised 3 teenage boys. Well, one's now 20. So Blue, Noah, and Frazier. Noah's 16, Blue's 20, and Frazier's 14. And I cook barbecue, and I normally throw parties to lots of people at festivals, and we do DJBBQ.
Right.
We do catertainment, and I raise my kids and try to navigate this crazy world and entertain people, and write books about it and document it all and involve my kids and my dog Crosby.
Nice.
Just trying to, raise people and make people happy. And I always say the quickest way to someone's heart is through their stomach and their ears,
Yeah.
like just that's the best way to get someone happy,
Yeah.
And they probably need a little bit of sleep here and there. Whenever you have a friend who's getting grumpy, it's either because they're tired, they're hungry, or they gotta go to the bathroom or something,
Gotta throw in a rim shot. That's a good one.
everybody's just like an adult, like in a kid form, just gotta treat everybody that way. So yeah. Anytime someone gets grumpy, like, okay, what did I do when that person was 3? When my kid was 3, then you deal with that situation.
Yeah, I got you. So you mentioned single parents, so I'm not going to talk about spouse unless you want to go that way. So you got 3 sons, you mentioned that. And Pat, man, you already ran through the second question. That was awesome.
Oh, dude, you want to hear crazy? Like
always.
It's so the ex moved the guy in pretty quickly. And,
wow.
And one thing I wanted to do is make sure that it was positive about their mother, and
yes.
I've made mistakes when it affects them, and I try to talk to them about it, and I realize maybe I'm saying the bad things. And that's what I've always had to be careful about. Don't say bad things about their mother. But she moved this alcoholic into the house, looked after him, functioning alcoholic and in and out of hospital about 6 times. Wow. He just passed away on Monday.
Wow, come on, man. It's just getting terrible.
I'm like, what? It's, and their whole plan was to like get made homeless from repossession of my house so they can get a free apartment. My ex-wife wanted me to sign over the guardianship of like my middle kid to my oldest kid. And they were to live down there and go to school in Brighton. I'm like, they can live with me.
Yeah.
You all been living with me anyway, so just stay with me. Don't go moving to Brighton. I understand you're getting older and you want to move to Brighton, but I ain't paying for 2 places. I can barely afford London,
I know.
And it's a pandemic, so like, okay.
Yeah, look, the damn pandemic.
I'm not at festivals, cooking like 24 full-size pork shoulders a night, doing 800 burgers, full beef leg every day, throwing parties,
Yeah,
making,
I understand.
entertaining and making money and providing for my kids. And now you had to change things up. So anyway, it's just been crazy.
I know. I can imagine how bad it would kick in the ding ding. Oh, what am I talking about? It's my show. Kick you in the ass because of things shutting everything down. So, alluding to that, good segue to the next question. What do you do for a living? Let's talk about your real people job, and then then we'll slide into social media and all the fantasy stuff that I wish I could do.
Yeah, I mean, so there's DJBBQ, the catering company,
Right?
but it's a party. It's a destination at festivals.
Right.
And then I host a lot of festivals. So I go around the world doing like big food festivals. We were in November last year in Perth with hosting Marco Pierre White. It was amazing. He kept calling me Catman because I wear spandex and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, another part of me is I've always DJed and I've always cooked barbecue my whole life.
Yeah.
That's Christian Stevenson. And I married the two in 2012 because I was DJing on the banks of Loch Ness. I had a full tent and it was going crazy. And everybody starts getting like half naked. And I'm like, what the heck am I going to do when I'm 40 or 50? I got to change shit up. And that's what I decided right there. Then not just DJ, but cook barbecue at the same time, which has always been my passion.
Right.
Kind of merge the two. So we started doing that. Jamie Oliver discovered us. I was the first cat signed to his food tube channel.
I know.
Became the biggest food network in Europe in about a year and a half.
Yeah.
Top 5 in the world. And because he couldn't go everywhere, they flew me around. Hey, you want to represent food tube and Jamie Oliver? I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Where are we going? We're going to Austin. I go, okay. I turn up in Austin.
Yeah.
And I'm there for Google, and they hired a house with a pit smoker.
Right.
And then they all got spandex outfits, and then they invited all these kind of clients.
Yeah.
And they had me talk about how, hey, why don't you advertise on YouTube? It was like this kind of, come on, bring those TV dollars over to YouTube. And I'm there to say, hey, we're on YouTube. Back then.
Yeah. See, that's when I first saw. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. And I know this is about you, but hell, we're talking. When Jamie Oliver opened up, when he started FoodTube, I was like, oh wow, it was huge, right? And I think I told you this before. He did the FoodTube thing, and then he had that contest to find the next FoodTube star. Remember that?
Yeah.
Now you were already amazing. Your hair was longer. Anyway,
less gray, less disheveled.
But I got in that contest, and any of y'all listening, shameless plug. You go to Daddy Cooks, you type in FoodTube stuff, you'll see those 2 videos. I did 2 of them because I forget how it went. I think I made the first round, and I was on my way to the second round or something, and I got beat by Alex, shameless plug. I don't even know him. French guy cooking. He's got millions of subscribers now.
He's incredible. He is one of the best dudes out there, dude. So,
I know, man.
So he beat. I thought Felicitas, didn't she do pretty good?
She was. I got beat by him. I think I came in like 4th or 5th or something like that. So but they were great.
You were in the top 10, right?
I believe I was in the top 10. Yeah. But nice. Come on, man. But that's my FoodTube story, blah blah blah. And I had been following it, and specifically following you. We'll get back to the questions in a second. You did this thing where you guys were on the side of a stream, and you had this big piece of meat, and you used water power. It was like a paddle wheel to turn it over the fire. It was amazing. I don't know if you remember that.
Within 15 miles, everything. The deer was stalked there. All the materials were made to make the water wheel. We even had to go upriver and change the flow of the river to get more purchase on the wheels to spin the whole venison, the deer, over the live fire. And,
man, that was nice. That was amazing.
That was a good time. We skinned it right there. It was like full on process. That's my most watched video ever, by the way.
Oh, shit! I watched
1.5 million views. I'm like,
nice.
I got to start getting back on YouTube, man. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Podcasts are way easier because it's talking head. As long as you get your audio and stuff right. Live cooks are also easier editing wise because you don't have to edit. Either you can cook or you can't. You get what you get. But,
I love going live.
But you got to prep. Yeah.
I mean, at one point we were like doing 5 a day, just
Nice.
trying to get them in for YouTube. But and then I went and got custody of my kids, so that
Right,
kind of took
right.
precedent.
All right, we're gonna segue on to, since we're talking about food too. Let's talk about your social media. Now, man, you got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, books, and let's not forget your endeavor for the vintage movie posters. Talk about all that.
Oh.
This is your time to. I thought I was gonna push it. This is your time to shine, man.
Okay, so that's a lot. So
Yeah.
what was
Your social media. Put yourself out there, advertise, do it.
Oh, well, we're just DJBBQ, DJBBQ. I'm on all social platforms.
Right.
And the reason I got that, I got, do you remember when Instagram got sold for $1 billion?
Yes.
Yeah. So Kevin, who sold, like the main guy, like the Zuckerberg face of Instagram, although he wasn't like a Zuckerberg.
Right.
He sold it for $1 billion, right? So he
Okay.
calls Jamie Oliver and says, "Hey, I'm coming to London. I want to throw a party. I want you to host it." And Jamie calls me. Well, his PA called me. Cy Brighton, awesome chick. And she's like,
Nice.
"Can you DJ this party for Jamie?" And I was meant to start writing book number 1.
Right.
Like, and I go, "When?" They go, "Tuesday." I'm like, "Well, my computer fried. I lost all my recipes." Jamie's IT guy, he hired the head of Apple Genius. He's smart, Jamie Oliver, right?
It's nice to have money. Yeah, he's a genius. He's very smart.
Well,
Anyway.
he was running all his company IT. So the guy's like, "Christian, you can go wait in that store, wait in the Apple store, or I can rebuild the crap out of this thing, add all this extra stuff, and it'll be for free." I'm like, "I'm gonna go with you."
That's right.
So I'm waiting for my computer to come back, but it's coming back the day of this party, and I'm already 2 weeks overdue on my deadline.
Right.
So I said, I got to do the party. It's Jamie Oliver asking me. He got me the book deal. You can't say no.
Yeah.
So I turn up, put on the Stars and Stripes spandex outfit. I have a grill with my logo kind of in it and stuff.
Yeah.
And I put my decks into this kind of DJBBQ, so I DJ out of a grill.
Oh, snap.
And I look at the guest list. I'm like, there's a couple of B-list celebrities and a couple of A-lists. I'm like, Boris Becker, really? He won't be here. And I was like, no one's gonna come to this party. Right. I start DJing and I look out and there's all these beautiful people, like
nice.
And I'm like, they look like they're from Hollywood. It was like glitzy. And then amongst them all was Jared Leto.
Wow.
And I'm like, now, I know Madonna told me to quit name dropping, but I'm like, wow, Jared Leto.
Nice.
So I'm trying to think of something cool. So I dropped some Prince. I think I might play Controversy or Erotic City or
right.
And then I had to go wee. And the hard part about this party is I have to go downstairs because Jamie's got the restaurant. The upstairs is the kind of bar area with pizza oven. It's Jamie's 15 where he's hosting the party.
Okay.
Where he looks after kind of people that are struggling, youth, and he teaches them, how to cook in this kind of school restaurant. Yeah, he ran it for a long time. I got to give it to Jamie for that. He put a lot of his own money into that program. So we're hosting this big party there. So I start running towards the toilet, and David Loftus, who's like the photographer of Jamie Oliver, I think him and Jamie have sold like 170 books. 73 million books.
Yeah.
And he did all my books. And he's like the photographer to everybody. He had Pip Middleton there, like part of royalty.
Yeah.
And he's like, DJBBQ, Pippa Middleton, DJBBQ. And I spun around. And I said, "Hey Pips, can you unzip me? Because I really got a wee." So I run down the stairs, come back up, and I start apologizing to Pip Middleton. And she's like, "It's okay. I've never heard that one before." And I asked for a quick photo. As I'm running away from them, laughing, I ran over Ronnie Wood from the Rolling Stones. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." He's little, it was like nothing. And he was talking to Boy George. So
holy crap.
I know, dude, none of this never ever happens to me. My rock stars are people in barbecue.
Yeah.
Those and bands.
Yeah.
I mean, Ronnie Wood. I mean, I guess these are my heroes. So I get behind the decks to play another song, and I look to my left, and it's like Tiny Tempa, who's a big rap star here in the UK, or was.
Okay.
talking to Boris Becker, like, the tennis champion. I'm like, this
Yeah.
is just one of them surreal kind of parties.
Yeah.
And then I got home and then started writing that book with a really bad hangover.
Nice.
And that was book number 1, which sold like 75,000 copies.
That's great. How many books do you have out? How many books do you have now? I know you just did one, the recent one.
Yeah, burger book. And then there's Fire Food, and then and the barbecue book. So yeah, and we're writing number 4 now. I can't say
nice
because I signed an NDA.
Now the what you get the barbecue book, that's Bible for a lot of people, man.
Oh, barbecue book's a fun book. That's just my whole life cooking barbecue. And then Fire Food's our Bible. Yeah, that's like the one. Once I got divorced, I spent a year just cooking every day. And in my little backyard, I had a little backyard in London, in Southeast London, with a garage with an NBA fast break pinball machine in there. So I'd be sitting there playing pinball, smoking meat,
Right.
Just writing away.
Outstanding. And your Instagram's DJ BBQ as well. So
DJ
that's
BBQ.
Great.
And then we got cool. And then we started cool walls over lockdown.
That's what I wanted to help push you for. Come on, man.
That's all good. So my buddy Adam Kalita, he's like a big time shit hot director.
Right.
I used to work with him at MTV back in the day, and he's on MTV Sport in Europe.
Right.
And he does like big car adverts and cool stuff like that. But he collects movie posters, and I've been collecting music tour posters. So we decided to build an online site, and we started collecting like over lockdown.
Okay.
Just around the world websites, auctions, just trying to find crazy stuff. Stuff that looks cool, stuff that we like, stuff that's like seminal.
Yeah.
And we launched it a couple weeks ago, and it's been going pretty good.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah, that's cool walls.
Yeah. Do me a favor. Once we get done with this, make sure I get all your social media handles so I can put them in the show notes and make sure, come on, man. That's what we do.
It's all good, dude.
That's what we do.
I'm just happy to talk, man. I just wish I wasn't sitting on a corner of a bed. Sorry, I move around a lot. Like my kids are all over the house, and there's nowhere to sit, and have your own time. So I'm up in the loft of the house right now. But I got the Macho Man Randy Savage here to keep me company.
Let's see.
I got my favorite personality.
Macho Man. Oh yeah.
You want some excitement? Oh yeah, Riddick.
That's awesome.
Coming up the top rope. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
great.
You ever seen that video of him with the cream? The cream rises to the top with Mean Gene Okerlund.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, just put that in. Just put cream rises to the top.
I'll find it.
Randy Savage. He starts doing magic tricks with creamers. When he's going, oh yeah,
that's awesome.
Cream rises to the top. And he just keeps pulling them out behind his ear and stuff.
He sticks out in my head. He sticks out in my head because the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man first one. Blah blah blah.
That's right.
Get down here.
I mean,
what are you doing? Staying away from you. I'll tell you, Christian, if you will, we're going to take a quick commercial break, advertisement break. I can get the bills paid. And you're going to be right there.
That?
And no, man, we're good. This is my show. We go as long as we want. Let me knock this out real quick, and then we're going to come back and actually talk about the subject for this podcast, guys. So, hey, stick with me, everybody that's listening and watching, and we will be right back. I would like to talk to you about Instacart. What if I told you that you could have local fresh groceries delivered to your front door? You can have multiple deliveries for one small monthly fee. Unlike some other apps or services that want to nickel and dime you all the time. If you don't have that special item that you need to make a special recipe, Instacart in some cases can get that to your house in as fast as 1 hour. Hand selected by shoppers based on your preferences, Instacart highlights deals that can help save you money. You can find everything you normally buy, and they also suggest things that may be new to you. They pick the freshest produce and also keep your eggs safe too. Follow the link in the show notes that lets Instacart know that I sent you. That will not only help the show, but it will also, in this case, give you free delivery on your first order over $35. Instacart. Never go out to go grocery shopping again. All right, we're back. We're back with DJBBQ.
I'm watching it as well right now. I'm sharing it to some friends, man. Like letting people know, come on in.
Oh, please do. Please do. Right. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, man. Now, folks, the reason I really, really wanted to talk to Christian is because of the fact of you being a single father.
Yeah.
That when we were talking in that other time, it really intrigued me. And the reason I want to talk to you about this subject, and the subject is, I'm not going to hold it back anymore, is fatherhood. I'm a father of 4 daughters.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a career military guy, 20 plus years in the military. So I'm always gone, and I still work when I do work in the Middle East. So I'm away a lot. Okay. And all of the weight, majority of the weight of this family is on my wife's shoulders, but I'm still a father. Okay. So knowing what little bit I knew about your situation, that's why I want to talk about the whole fatherhood, nurturing and mentoring and discipline and blah, blah, blah. So I wanted, want to talk about it with you.
Okay. Wow.
All right. So
I thought we were already doing in the main subject. This is the main subject.
This is the main subject. Everything else was introduction and what do you do for a living and getting people to know about your business stuff.
Sorry about that, dude.
Oh, we're good.
I kind of waffled, man.
No. You did perfect. All right. You did perfect. So what is your definition of fatherhood? What does fatherhood mean to a celebrity single parent?
Fatherhood is just, because my fatherhood is always a single parent. So okay. I was raised by my father, and I'm now raising my boys as a single father.
Also as a single parent? Your father was a single parent as well? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he got custody. Well, I got kidnapped a couple of times by my mom, and then my dad found us and kind of took us back, kidnapped us back.
Okay.
And it was a crazy time when I was like 8 years old. Like I missed most of 2nd grade. And but he fought for us and he got us, and thank God he did, because I love my mom, but she's just a bit crazy. She was like model, disco dancer, Studio 54, a bit crazy, and she's bipolar, so that's tough.
Okay. So just out there a little bit. We'll go with that.
Yeah. So my dad raised me. It was my dad who said to me, Christian, you can't, leave your kids with your ex-wife because they haven't gone to school. They're not being educated. She's not homeschooling them. They're not even going to school.
Wow.
And I'm like, how am I gonna do that, man? I'm doing DJBBQ. I'm, traveling. I'm doing this. He's like, you got no choice. And so I understood what fatherhood was. It wasn't just, I've always been there to raise them and do all the school runs and cook, but I would also travel like yourself,
Yeah.
And but now it was like everything. And get them back into school.
Yeah. What impressed me is you being one of the hugest freaking YouTube personalities at the time, and then all of your ascension into the world of celebrityism, the way I look at it, you kind of walked away. You walked away from everything, in the limelight. You were still writing books and stuff, but you walked away to take care of your kids, man. And that's way more. And I don't want to go here, but I will. Being a black guy in America, there, unfortunately, in our culture, there's a lot of people that just, baby daddies, and they just walk away, and it's terrible. And I was just impressed at the fact that you dropped a lot of stuff for your kids, and that's impressive, man. It is.
Well, I dropped it, mate.
Yeah.
As my father said, I had no choice.
Yes,
sir. And but I did have a choice. But he's like, you gotta step up and do it. I'm like, yeah, you're right. And I try to keep the YouTube stuff going, but it was just getting to be expensive, time consuming, and my mind was in this battle of how do I get my kids. I was living in a one bedroom with the garage and the pinball machine, the ultimate bachelor pad. Man, every room had like a fireplace. It was cool, And then I had to move into this like little row house a bit now. And just
wait, I can hear in my head. You say bachelor pad. I can hear. That.
Yeah. Well, it was more my. I like funk and soul, and when I was living there when Prince passed away, man, I cried for a week.
I did too.
Then Bowie passed away. I'm like, dang, and then George Michael went. I was like, no, and then Glenn Fry went, and then the guy from Mott the Hoople, and I was like, man, we're not having a good 6 months here.
No, that's terrible.
So I was like, okay, Neil Young, Madonna, Stevie Wonder, rap 'em in cotton wool.
Yeah, I know, right? Because look, we're losing them, but we're not getting anybody quality to replace them. I'm telling you. All right, next question. What major obstacle did you have to overcome? Funny or interesting story about raising kids, however you want to go about it, but what major obstacle as far, well, you already said having to get them,
Well,
but not as heavy, something, obstacle as far as raising them.
Well, one was kind of agoraphobic, or he didn't want to leave.
Okay.
And that's kind of the whole reason they stopped going to school. He didn't want to. He was having a tough time going, acting up. So she's like, we'll homeschool him. I'm like, nah, he's just having a little spell. He'll be fine.
All right.
And then the other two were like, well, if he ain't going to school, we don't want to go to school. He's like, okay, no one goes to school. And I'm like, so the biggest obstacle to me was, I'm from America. And
right.
I don't understand the school system here. I mean, I just didn't understand how it worked and who to talk to. So I had just to learn from scratch, how to get my kids back into the system.
Right.
In another place.
Wow.
So, whilst trying to move and trying to earn. And then all my money's been bled dry. And then she she basically took the entire mortgage and spent it in a year. And then I got all stressed from that. So I ended up going to the hospital from stress and then getting light therapy. And just, it was a trying time.
Yeah. Wow.
But I was happy to get out of it, and then I was happy that I got my kids and got them in school.
Yeah.
But it was some big obstacles. And then the biggest obstacle was like trying to raise 3 growing boys in a 1-bedroom until I, got my shit together because I did it quick.
Nice.
Once my dad said, you got to do this, I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Call the lawyer. I know I said I wanted a quickie divorce, but I'm going to go for the kids. And she's like, you did say you want it quick. I said, I know. She's like, well, it ain't going to be quick.
Ain't going to be quick. I know.
Longest running court case at their firm.
Wow.
I think I went through 3 lawyers.
What?
They kept moving on.
You went 3 because they tapped out and moved to something else. You went 3 because you just spent them. They
felt so bad for me. They worked pro bono the last year. They're brilliant. I mean, I still owe them about $30K.
I understand. Now, here's a question. Being in the UK, well, let me set this question up. In America,
everybody talks funny.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody talks funny over here. I hear funny talking all the time. Every time I talk to my kids, it's like they're so cute.
But so you're picking it up too, because you said when I approached you, you shot me back. He's like, "Yeah, shoot me some times and I'll knock it out if I'm not getting laid." I'm like, "That's British. That's got to be British."
Oh, I do use all their words.
I know.
I sort it out and shut it and sometimes I'll put a little accent on. But no, it's always their term of phrase, but with a septic tank yank accent.
Septic tank yank. That's awesome. But in here in America,
that's what they call us, man. Seppos in Australia.
Seppos?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's everything to destroy you, like everything, and it's all, hey, how you doing? That's just the way they talk in England and over there. Like, the greetings can be quite harsh.
Quite harsh. Have you ever had to deal with outsiders? When people all up in your business, that ain't how you should raise your kids, or you should doing this wrong and doing that wrong, but they don't have any kids or any situations like that? People in your business that you really want to tell them to shut the hell up?
I've been pretty lucky. No one's really tried to tell me how to raise kids. Like, I mean, good. maybe some advice from friends, which is I probably need. But I don't really. People are very positive and complimentary about what I put out there.
I think that's because you're in the UK. They talk funny, but they're polite.
And kids talk funny. See, I got, when I take my kids back to Maryland, to see all my friends, and they're just being like, teenagers don't want to say much.
Right.
My friends from high school and college and uni, they're asking my kids questions, and I'm just sitting there answering them like, shut up. I don't want to hear you talk. I want to hear the
kids
talk. Right. I was like, I go, but they're not answering. He's like, I don't care. I just want to hear their accents, Christian. So shut up. I go, okay, sorry. Sorry,
Gotcha.
Rodney.
All right. Claudia McGuire, that's Johnny Mag's wife. He's Mr. Claudia. Anyway, she says she's loving the swag going on. Thank you, Claudia. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Claudia. Appreciate it.
All right. Have you ever done, or I'm sure you have you ever done or said something out of anger, out of character, and then you had to clean it up? Oh, kids, this is what I meant. Had to cover that stuff up.
Yeah. I mean, just dealing with the ex upsetting me a lot and trying to not, articulate how angry I am, but I still get angry. And I remember one time my oldest was on the couch and I was trying to talk to him about, some of the things she did, and he doesn't cry.
Okay.
And he's a very observant young man, and he doesn't cry, and he just started crying on the couch. And I was like, oh, what's wrong? He's like, well, you say stuff about mom, and mom says stuff about you, and I don't know what to believe. And I go, you're right, and I'm very sorry, and I will never speak another ill word of your mother again. I'm sorry I got caught up in them, and I apologize. And I was like, why did I go there? But you get emotional and you get caught up and you get angry, and cleaning that up, or just apologizing and taking note of my, me doing that. It's made me better.
Yeah, I found that obviously with age and maturity, the father you were then compared to the father you are now is completely different. I'll take myself for an example. Prior military, man, back in the day.
This was last week. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I got you. But, back in the day, I wouldn't apologize for shit. I just wouldn't. I'm dad. That's the way it is. If you don't like it, kill yourself. That type of thing. But now having girls, I've learned how to word it. From the way I was raised, which was great, by the way, but my father was really rigid. He was military as well. But he wasn't a hug you, love you type of guy. He was the provider, made sure you had everything you needed type of guy.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm kind of in the middle of that. My girls have everything. They don't have everything they want, but they damn sure got everything they need and above and beyond. But I've taken lessons from what I didn't like from my parents. I will sit down and talk to my girls. I will listen to them. If I do something that pisses them off, or I do something, I will say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that, sweetheart. I didn't realize I hurt your feelings, that type of thing. Yeah. And I wouldn't have done that years back,
Sure.
And that maturity is, folks that are listening, especially young parents, that maturity is vital. After a while, they are your humans, but they're humans. They're going to grow and they're going to start listening and having their own views as well.
It's funny you say that, because I have friends that are having kids and they're turning 50, and they're just starting their families, 40, 48, 49. And I'm like, to my friends, I'm like, really? And he's like, dude, I wasn't mature enough back then. It's basically what you said. I'm like, okay, but you're going to be a bit tired.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to get tired really easy.
Yeah, exactly. People don't realize it takes a lot of stamina to raise a little bitty kid, especially a newborn. They cry. Look, they don't sleep. You don't sleep. Nobody sleeps, Yep.
It just spirals and just non-sleeping. Just, I'm so tired and angry at everybody.
That's right. I told my wife, listen, you need to breastfeed. That takes the bottles away from me. Go grab the kid, prop him up next to mama, lean her over, grab a nipple, go back to sleep.
We're good to go.
That's it.
That's funny. Oh.
Now, here's one.
I could wear that little thing, and do it myself, but I just haven't gone there yet.
That's amazing. That's funny. What drives you, Christian? What drives you, man? Philosophies, ideologies, suggestions. What makes you? What pushes you towards success?
Well, I've never tried to be successful.
You're doing a terrible job of not trying.
I've just tried not to get a real job.
Okay. All right.
That's been my whole life. I've always wanted to do more creative pursuits.
Yes.
So I was always filming and making movies and doing TV and just creating content from a very young age. I started making Super 8 films when I was like 11, 12, and entering them in the county film festivals. And I got second in Maryland Film Festival. little
Nice.
murder thing I did. And then I got to high school, and I just took all. I remember watching a video of these two older guys in our high school, like the two class clowns,
Right.
and they did like a Blues Brothers takeoff, and I was like, ooh, okay, there's media here. I can get involved, and I can make this content, you
Right.
know. And one of those guys was Mark Bryan, the guitarist of Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
Mark Bryan was one of watching him on the closed circuit high school TV
Yeah.
doing some comedy. I'm like, all right, well, I'm stepping in here because
Yeah.
I used to stay up all night and watch Letterman, and I
Okay.
would write letters to Letterman. I would write letters to his writers
Okay.
from a young age. I just stayed up and I used to memorize the TV guide,
Okay.
and so I went to university, studied radio, television, and film,
Mm-hmm.
and then once I got that degree, I moved out to Colorado.
Okay.
Got a job covering the Gulf War for a news station out there.
All right.
And so, yeah, that was like end of 1990 into 91. I was covering that. I was covering that for K-Ski Radio.
Nice.
6:10 a.m. You're in the heart of it. Ski country.
Ski country. Hey. Shameless plug for them. Anyway.
Yeah, and that was my first job out of university.
Nice.
And then I got a job for the local TV station doing Good Morning Vale.
Okay.
So, an hour of me just filming guests coming on in some local restaurant with some popcorn shrimp. We were eating popcorn shrimp at like 6 a.m, and then you go to the green screen so they can do weather and the road reports. And I've always liked media, and I've always liked TV and film and radio.
Yes.
And I just got jobs in it. And I always liked being creative and entertaining people.
So you've been fortunate enough to be able to, even though not have a real people job, after you started, aspiring, you were doing things that you enjoyed along the things that you enjoy doing.
Yeah. I was doing radio in Colorado. We were the #1 station in the Vail Valley, and the guys at McDonald's were making more money than us. And
wow.
And as they should.
Yeah.
Because a burger flipper. We do 800 burgers a day on the festival circuit. And I'm telling you, it's the hardest job I've ever seen.
Wow. All right. What advice would you give to a young man?
Sorry.
A young man starting out with a kid. What advice, fatherhood wise, would you give to a young person?
Young man. Gosh. What are you thinking?
I know, man.
No, I'm just kidding.
What'd you do that for? Yeah.
What'd you do that for, man?
Yeah.
Dumbass shit. Is to just keep cool, man.
That's a good.
There's a guy called Johnny Boots, who's this guy that I DJ with.
Right.
Johnny Boots is just the coolest dude there ever was.
Okay.
And he was always into the best music, funk and soul. And we loved DJing together. And he always looked good, wore overalls good.
Yeah.
And he got his nickname from going to car boot sales, which is we do when you go to junkyard sales or any kind of if you're in a field that everybody pulls up their car, they call them boot sales because we have boots over here. And he was always record digging in the boots. Anyway, I said to him, Johnny, you are just so damn cool. How'd you do it? And he said, well, my dad gave me some good advice when I was 16. He just said, Johnny, just be cool.
Be cool.
And I was like, man, that's a good piece of advice.
That is. Be cool. I would throw on top of that being a father, forever. You just have to care, man. You can't.
Well, that's the main thing.
That's the main. You have to care, not about yourself.
Then be cool.
Then be cool. Yeah, you got to care about your kid. You care about the ones you made. Skeeting ain't the end of it. After they're made, you got to have some responsibility.
Oh God, yeah.
And be cool. I like that, man. I really, really like that. Here's one.
We just solved it. We just solved fatherhood, man.
That's it. You got to give a shit and be cool.
You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody.
There you go. All right, world. There you go. All right. What would be your biggest regret in reference to raising your kids? Biggest regret.
Man, that's a tough one.
I know. That's why I asked it.
I should have read these questions before I joined forces over here. My biggest regret, man. Oh gosh, I I mean, I'm always messing up, dude. Do you have a regret?
My biggest regret is being gone so much, but my job required it. All right.
Sure.
Like I said earlier in the show, the weight of this household has always been on my wife's shoulders. And I love her for it, and she's done it, and we're successful. My girls don't want for anything. I mean, dude, I got a studio in my office. We're doing all right. But I hate that I was gone so much that I missed a lot of my daughter's lives. You know what I'm saying? One minute they're there and we're holding them, and then I go away for a couple months in military, and I come back and now they got little bumps and shit. I'm like, where did bumps come from? You know, they start growing stuff. And after a while, it's like, yeah, well, you can't jump in the shower. I mean, you can't jump in the tub with daddy no more. You got stuff that daddy don't have. You know, they grow up so fast, and I missed a lot of that. That's my biggest regret.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's why I stopped feeding my 14-year-old a couple years ago and started giving him Marlboro Reds and just McDonald's the whole time, man. Just start trying to like stunt his growth. He's got this little, he still hasn't grown yet because it's working.
Yeah,
and just try to keep him cute and cuddly, you know, because I'm not sure I'm going to do anymore. I'm never say never. In the immortal words of Justin Bieber, never say never.
Yeah.
I still might, slip one past the goalie and have another sprog.
There you go.
Over here.
All right, now the other side of that question: what's your biggest triumph? What are you the most proud of with your kids?
I'm most proud of being a single father.
I
am most proud of that than anything. You know,
nice.
I've liked my careers. You know, I was a youth TV presenter for a long time. I made snowboard films. I covered the Gulf War. You know, I've had great jobs and interesting jobs and engaging. And I've created so much fun content that's taken me to Pakistan and Lebanon and Japan. I mean, I've walked the earth.
Nice.
And I still have a lot of earth to walk, and I still have so much more to learn.
I know.
But the best thing that I'm most proud of is being there and taking responsibility and providing it and raising my boys. And maybe I hid away from them and the ex when I was having problems with her. And that could be a regret that I could have engaged more with them, or just, I was angry because I was unhappy.
Yeah. But
so,
man,
I feel like an Italian with my hands here.
You're good. But that's a triumph indeed, man. Like I said, my hat's off to you, because I've known and heard of so many people that just, men that just walk away from their kids. And I was so impressed when I found out about your situation. That's why I really wanted to talk to you about it. That's why I wanted to bring you on. So bad. Now, talking about world traveling, this ain't a question. This just came to my head. I've traveled the world militarily and all over the place, and you've traveled the world. What is the most exotic thing that you managed to, well, I don't want to say it that way, that you, most exotic meal, I wasn't going to say the most exotic thing you put in your mouth. I'm like, oh no, that might be nasty. What's the most exotic meal that you've had?
Oh, I've tried, it's funny because I've tried everything. If anybody gives me stuff, I eat it. And a lot of times I don't even know what I'm eating because I'm in pretty far-fetched lands. Like I did the Karakoram highway up towards China, past Hunza and Gilgit, through like the 8 tallest peaks, 5 are in Pakistan, Nanga Parbat, Rakapushi, K2 and all that. So we did that highway, and I ate some stuff there, but I didn't know some of the languages. So
right. But
I tried to just order dal and chapati. Because I was safe, but then you eat what everybody gives you.
Yeah. It's funny you say that part of the world. It's sorry for cutting you off. It's fun because I spent about a year and a half in the Kyrgyz Republic, right below Kazakhstan. You got Mongolia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and then right next to China. And I spent about a year and a half there. And I mean, I've been all over the place, man. I've been to the Philippines. I've been to, Turkey. I've been to.
Well, that's where the weird stuff is, isn't it? Like you're talking like Malaysia and I've not done those. I've done a bit of Japan, but I haven't done the weird stuff there. So, did you have anything weird when you went? I found out about this balut. I found out about balut, which is the fertilized egg that's still got the little baby chicken there, blah, 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 from the Philippines. Yeah. I got a video. Folks, if you're interested, Daddy cooks
My salute to Balut. That's the name of the video. Anyway,
Oh God.
ate two of those. They weren't terrible. They were just interesting. But I'm like you. I'm a foodie.
Yeah.
You know, I'll never say never. As long as it tastes good and won't kill me, I'll eat it. It doesn't have to look good. It just has to taste good. And I'll give it a try. My thing is, if I don't like it the third time, then I just don't fucking like it. Okay. Yeah. And I got this from, funny story, if I may. My mother would cook, rest in peace. My mother would cook liver and onions. And I thought I hated liver and onions. Sure, so now I meet my wife. I meet my wife, my girlfriend at the time, so you're going to cozy up. I'm going to do whatever I can to be, to impress her. Yeah. So she invites me over. I'm going to invite you over for dinner. Okay, what we having? She said liver and onions. Everything in me was like, So I get over there.
Your mom overcooked them. That's why.
Exactly. So I get over there, and her mother made liver and onions, and I told myself, you're going to eat this if it kills you. You're trying to impress the mother, and I'm trying to get some booty. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And, man, that stuff was delicious. And I found out it wasn't that I didn't like liver and onions. My mother just couldn't cook that shit. That's just one thing that she couldn't do good. Yeah. But if it's something I've never had, I'll try it. And even if I don't like it, I'll try it somewhere else because that person might not cook it well. Yeah. And if I still don't like it, I'm like, okay, I'll try it one more time just to seal the deal. And like quail eggs. I fucking hate quail eggs. It's that that aftertaste. And I've tried them, and I've tried them, and I've tried them, and fuck a quail egg now because I can't do it. But that's my philosophy. If I don't like it after the third time, then I just don't like it.
I had the same problem with Sambuca once.
Like Sambuca, I had a bad experience with Sambuca. I'll tell you that story later.
Same thing you did with the quail egg,
But see, you can't throw up Sambuca. I've tried.
Exactly.
It's too thick, man. You drink too much. Folks, if you're listening, Sambuca, Ouzo, and the syrupy, licoricey, you drink too much of that, and you get drunk, you got to ride it out. Sleep on your stomach. You can't throw that stuff up, man. At least that was my experience.
It coagulates in your belly. It's like one of the mind erasers or cement mixers, when you're at one of them. What is this? Have you ever had a cement mixer that shot?
Yeah,
Cream and you almost got to bite through it.
As soon as you pour it, it turns into cottage cheese in your mouth, man. You're like, I have.
We gotta bring those back, man.
Oh, we got a question from the he says, Phil, I've ever tried goose eggs. I have not. I have had for Kent Daddy Dutch, and I made an ostrich egg quiche.
Nice.
And there was so much egg, I had to make 2 pies. Those things are huge. They're huge.
Dude, but you know what? That should be on your gravestone.
What?
That about the ostrich egg story.
I was hoping
mine's gonna say he never learned to tie a tie.
I was hoping you could say it's huge.
That's my dad's nickname. Huge thing.
Huge.
It's sadly it skipped a generation.
I guess. All right, we good, man. This has been great, man. Final question, and then we'll just go wherever it goes. If you were king for a day, what would or could you do to improve things across the board? Now we can talk world, we can talk family, we can talk whatever. What would you do if you were king for a day to improve things?
So it was a superpower, or just a king thing?
That's however you want to take it.
If it's a superpower, I want to be able to turn water into beer like that. Just go boom. That's really good beer.
Nice.
Boom. That's really good beer.
Nice.
Bam. And as a side superpower, be able to charge mobile phones like super fast with my pinky finger. Go. Full power. 75% charge. Okay. But if I was king, man, gosh, man, I just think people need to be able to eat.
Yes.
And have basic things provided for them, like, healthcare and things. And I just try my best to get people to get along. The whole divisive nature to what you've had in America.
Yeah.
And Trump is being super just divisive every time. There was nothing pleasant coming out of his mouth. That was hard to hear.
Yeah.
And you want, even if you don't agree with that side or this side, I mean, I just want everybody to get along.
Yeah.
And we have so much trouble.
I'm glad you said that. Every time I ask that question, and I'm gonna say it a different way, but pretty much everyone has the same thing. I just wish people
water into beer. What is it?
No.
No way.
Most people want people to stop fucking with people. Yeah. Just leave people alone, man. Be harmonious. You know, if you eat freaking dogs, fine. If they eat freaking cows, fine. If you eat freaking lizards, fine. Quit messing with people. If I could be king for a day, just stop messing with people. Be harmonious and get out of people's business.
That's it.
Yeah. And everyone says that. I wish they were
harmonious with the earth and with the people and its inhabitants.
And every time I ask that question, 9 times out of 10, it has something to do with that. I wish people could get along. I just wish people would stop messing with each other. Blah, blah. So the general consensus is everyone that's king for a day wants people to quit fucking with each other.
Yep. And that's turn water into beer.
And turn water into beer. And charge your phone. That's awesome. Man, this has been great. We're going to wrap this up. You have any final words? Anything you want to say?
Go fast and take chances. Remember, you can't get hurt in the air, and speed's your friend. That's what I used to be the van snowboard and skate team manager for 10 years. So I had all these guys like competing in half pipe. Yeah. And I used to, remember, you can't get hurt in the air. Kilner, I had a Scottish kid. You can't get hurt in the air. His dad was one of the steel cage fighters. Yeah. MMA. And his son was this badass shredder. Nicest kid ever. And I remember he actually did a couple Olympics. He represented the UK in the Olympics. Nice. And they BBC asked him, "What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?" He goes like, "Well, my team manager, Christian Stevenson, once said, go fast and take chances." And that's just started doing that. Nice. Well, I want to thank you, man. Everybody, thank you for listening. I had the greatest time talking to you, Christian, man. Thank you for doing this. You going to hang out with us after the show for a little while? Yeah, I seem to find some beer. Okay, that's cool. All right, guys, thank you so much. If you enjoyed this show, please tell your friends, hell, tell your enemies. Papa needs to pay the bills, shit. And yeah, guys, I'm glad you enjoyed the show, and share this with everybody that you know. If you know anyone that might be interested, shoot me a message and we see what we can do. All right, guys, we are out of here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I love you like cook food. If you hear somebody sneeze, run like a motherfucker, and we are out.